Hello everybody and welcome to the playthrough for Pro Division qualifying round win here for the Wilderness Tournament in Golf Clash the game. Video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we watch the videos, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. It's new month on Patreon for our Ultimate Tournament text guides. Make sure you get your packet for Pro, Expert and or Master, Single Division, Double Division or All Division all together by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, linked directly in the description down below. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are our suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there are some really good shots in this playthrough, so make sure you're ready with your pen and paper or your whatever device you take your notes on and have some fun. Let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we do have headwind, which sucks really. That makes me have to play with a Kingmaker, and I'm gonna explain more why once we have been coming to the second shot. 6 bars of top spin, 2 bars of left spin, which means that you can only play this shot with Extra Mile level 8 plus or Apocalypse level 2 plus, as at least those are our recommendations. Top of the yellow ring by the rough line, ball guidelines centered down the fairway on the other side. Adjustment shall be medium distance plus 20. Hit perfect. Perfect ball, and now we're looking to get the ball to be somewhere between 310 to 320. There we go, 315, and from 315 yard mark, yes, we're gonna use yardage because we are out of range to do some sort of a pin check or frame check that I do like. We are using the Hornet as well. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that as well. Using 3 bars of a left spin, but we're gonna change to 4.5 bar top spin instead of the 5 bars. The reason for that is that we can play then the Hornet level 6 plus. Ball guideline shall be 2 green squares through the hole. Very important, or you will fall short. Now, from 315 yards, we shall be playing 58% slider, 10% elevation, always pull over bullseye. So, now to explain to you, why do we play with a Kingmaker here? Is that really necessary? I would say yes, because if you do get a shorter drive, you will go in between clubs with a power 2 ball. We do want to have the side spin 3 to not have to aim super duper close to the rough if we do hit a great left. So a Titan in that case is going to be something that I do rule out. The Hornet is going to be played as the Hornet has more topspin than what the Thorn is having in a medium level, so to speak. We can use the Thorn if you do have the Thorn in level 9, but again, we don't want to limit ourselves to have the highest level of any specific club. That's why we do play with a Hornet. This is a money shot, hit perfect. If you have set it up properly, then it's gonna drop every time. For hole number 2, this is a money shot. I really do love this rough bump because we do play into a funnel by the green, which gives us a very good chance for a drop. 3.5 bar backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the right. Once that is done, we look for the bottom of the yellow ring, bottom right of the yellow ring to be more exact, to be just by the rough line, with ball guideline to the hole. The reason we start so far back is to compensate for the extra push we're gonna get from adjusting from a lower to a higher point, to make sure that we're not gonna have to do any pullback and stuff like that and mess around with. Medium distance with a 15% elevation, power 3 ball settings, which is 1:1 plus 0.1. So for 7.5 miles per hour, I do adjust 7.6 rings. Hit perfect, the ball will then hit the rough and roll and hit the pin. Very lovely. This one has dropped so many times already to start with, which makes me call it once again a money shot on hole number 2. Hole number 3 in direct headwind. Very tough hole here to get anything else than an eagle, and that's our focus here. 4.5 bar top spin, 2 bars of left spin, starting at plus 6 yards mark with extra mile level 8, half of the red ring inside the bunker. Adjustment max plus 10. Then you can see that I went into overpower, but only around half a ring. I'm using 1.5 ring of overpower here, which is completely unnecessary. We should always use the amount of rings that we adjust into as the amount of overpower, which is only half a ring, because I'm lucky here to not roll into the rough in my opinion. Now, second shot is going to be played with Cataclysm or the Big Dog. The reason we do play with any of those two clubs is because we do want top spin, and we do most especially want to have power. Because the more power we have, the less overpower do you need to use. Add the spin, which is 5.8 top spin, 2 left spin. Second bounce to be center at the rough by just before the green. Adjust max plus 10, then you use the amount of overpower you adjust into the rings, so to speak. It's exactly the same as the drive, but here again I'm using 1 ring more than what I should be doing, and that's why we rolled too far. So again, I'm just got you know, I did count that wrong. You know, that's pretty obvious here, but again though, we're down by the green area, and that's the only thing what we're looking for. Want to have a safe eagle and make sure that we're not making any mistakes that will cause us to lose it. For hole number 4, we're gonna do the same as we do on hole number 2, trying to catch this massive funnel. Look at the ball guideline. When I'm moving left and right there, the ball guideline is basically not going to move, and that's the beauty of a funnel, which gives us somewhat a little bit more room for error. 0.2 bars of backspin, 2.5 bars side spin to the left. This is a little bit too much backspin, so again we're gonna change 0.2 bar backspin and 2.5 bar left spin. We are in complete minimum distance of our club, with the red ring by the rough line to the left. So pack the sniper as a wood club, put your target into complete minimum distance with the red ring by the rough line. That's the way to do it. Adjustment is minimum distance with no elevation, power 2 ball settings. Pull over bullseye. Hit perfect, and this shot I believe is gonna have a very high percentage of drops here. We hit the rough, we have room for a great left, we have room for a great right, it catch the funnel, and it rolls right at pin for a beautiful hole-in-one on hole number 4. You know, again, the par 3s are dialed in. Make sure you follow it and hit perfect, and you're gonna have a fun time. For hole number 5, you will see 2 options. We're gonna start with the more aggressive one, which suits better for somewhat higher level clubs. Apocalypse level 4 plus is what we recommend here, and we're gonna play with max top spin, 2 right spin, and that's gonna be the same even if you play with Apocalypse level 8. So always max top spin and 2 right spin. Once you have done that, we are looking to have the ball guideline to be in the center of the first sequoia tree. That's our target. You know, it's weird that we aim at the tree, but it's gonna work, trust me. Adjust max plus 10, 2 balls of curl to the right. Try to hit perfect. This is the tricky part, obviously, as we go max overpower. Trying to hit perfect with a bad great ball, either right or left, may roll into the rough. But you can see here now, this is only with 5.8 bars of top spin with Apocalypse level 4. Apocalypse level 5 plus will obviously reach longer. But ending up where we are now, we're gonna play with a wedge. Now it's important that you learn the method called EB School, because that's the one that we are using. Stretch out to complete max to then judge in terms of your ball guideline where the pin stands. In this case, I see that as 90% of my club. No spin whatsoever, ball guideline to the hole. Adjustment in this case here now from is, once again, it's 90% slider, 50% elevation, power 5 ball settings. Perfect ball is gonna eventually come, I guess. There we go, perfect ball. And you can see here now, dead center. You can watch the EB School video on Jared Alexander's channel, which is a brilliant thing to learn if you haven't done that already. For option number 2 on hole number 5, we're gonna play a no movement with our quarterback. So what that means is to not touch your target until it's time to adjust the rings. 2.5 bar backspin, 1 bar of right spin. Max plus 10 power 2 ball settings. Adjusted, then obviously try to hit perfect. We don't use any curl or overpower here, and we're using katana ball. That's the only thing that is needed. Bouncing on the fairway nicely, we're looking to get the ball up to around 280 yards. Now, second shot, we're gonna look for B in complete minimum distance, pack the grizzly to, in an easier way, find min distance club. From there, we're gonna adapt and use topspin and side spin to get the ball to the hole. It's gonna be somewhere around 4.5 to 5 bars of topspin, depending on how long your drive is going to be. Ball guideline is through the hole, approximately 1 green square. Adjustment in the video is min no elevation, but the reason I do suggest 10% elevation is due to the fact that we did hit a great ball right and still got it to drop. There is a funnel here from the rough, and that's the reason we do attack the pin from the rough. Great, go big or go home. Great right, you can see we hit the rough and the ball will eventually roll into the hole. So min plus 10 from complete min line. But have in mind though, if you do have a drive that is not around 280 yards, you will have to adapt spin to make sure to keep yourself by minimum distance club. Hole number 6, we are going to start at the max distance, and we're gonna use 3 bars of top spin, 3 bars of right spin. Blue ring by the rough line with quarterback 9 and 10, quarterback level 7 and level 8, 4th ring, the transparent ring by the rough line to the right. Then we adjust max plus 10, quarterback level 7 and level 8, you push up 4 yards to compensate for the less power you have on those clubs. Max curl to the right. Great left is better than a great right, but obviously we're aiming for a perfect. Ball will then go over to the next fairway in a very nice way, where we're gonna lay up the play with our sniper. 348 yards, that's fine. Second shot. Now we're gonna look for a position by the, we're gonna do a sand trap check. And the reason for that is that we're going to be able to have a reference when it comes to dialing this shot in. This is a very tough par 5 to drop, as already explained, but by using the sand trap check that we're gonna do, which is in this case plus 8 there by the edge of the sand, and then setting up our target, we know that we're gonna be close. Here I do play 40% slider with 10% elevation with 3 left spin and 1.5 bar backspin. Pull over bullseye, and then it's time to hit our shot. The perfect ball here is going to miss to the left. What I do recommend here though is to play 50% slider with the plus 8 as a reference there by the bunker. And for those that maybe counted that out already, 50% is medium distance completely. Hole number 6, we do have a chance, but it is a tough one to drop. Hole number 7 do have a tricky drive. Why? It's because we cannot go directly over the rough line here. We're gonna play with a katana ball, which is a power 2. 6 bars of topspin and 3 bars of side spin to the right. So a katana, if you don't have that ball, I would recommend to play with a kingmaker otherwise, because we do want to have the side spin 3. This shot is also presented to be working with extra mile level 8 plus or apocalypse level 2 plus. If you don't have any of those level of clubs, then you can play with a lower level extra mile, but the problem you will have there is that you will not have 6 bars of topspin and will fall shorter than our target yardage here. Adjust max plus 5, we have top of the yellow ring to be just by the rough line. 354 yards, it's absolutely perfect, because now we can do a pin shake. Plus 3 is what we're looking for to do. So we take the bullseye to move just where the pin stands, and from there is where we are going to base our reference. Now, no spin. at all with our Thorn level 8. Ball guideline to the hole. And then you're gonna see me miss just left on this shot. That's because I do play 58% slider with 25% elevation. I would like us to play 54% slider and 25% elevation. The difference between what I do play in the video and the 54% slider is 0.1 rings. So it's very minor, but that would have made this shot to drop. In the end, we're getting it close. I do believe that this is going to be a very good chance for a drop, and I would almost call this a must drop if you're gonna compete in the higher tiers of a pro. Final of the par 3, hole number 8, and we're gonna do the same as hole number 4. We're going to really use the minimum distance or minimum club line here. So get your quarterback up to minimum distance of your club, red ring by the rough line, and then we're going to go with 4.5 bar backspin, half a bar of side spin to the left to have the ball guideline to be in the center of the green square row that is to the right of the pin. If you rewind, you will see it again. You can pause it, take a screenshot yourself, or obviously look at the Ultimate Tournament Guide. Minimum distance with a 20% over adjustment, power 1 ball settings, hit perfect, and this ball has been dropping some lovely for us in testing. It rolls right at pin. Again, as said on hole number 4, the par 3s are dialed in, so make sure you follow it, hit perfect, and hole number 8 has a good chance. Hole number 9, and here we are going to play with our rock. So we're gonna play 3 bars of left spin, 2 bars of top spin. The rock level 8 starts at +5, blue ring by the rough line. If you play the rock level 9, you start at +4. Rock level 6 and 7, you start at +10. Max no elevation. Power 3 ball settings, and try to hit perfect. But you can see here that even if I hit a pretty bad great left, I'm nowhere close to hit the rough there, even though it's covered by the bush. But I watched the replays a couple of times, and I definitely have a couple of rings difference there to clip the rough or not. Now, for the second shot, we're gonna look at the plus yard from when we do have our landing position set up. So first, we're gonna use the spin here to have the ball guideline to the hole. 3 right spin, and then 4.5 bar top spin here. You can see that the ball guideline is to the hole at the +1 yard mark. The +1 yard mark here equals 50% slider minus 10% elevation. The reason we're going to miss to the right here in the video is because I'm using no elevation here, which then makes my shot to be over adjusted. So we compensate for that by then reducing the elevation, so to speak. So we are having an uphill adjustment, minus 10% here for this shot is what I would recommend. We hit the rough, the ball falls down the hill here and roll towards the pin. Again, we are over adjusted due to the wrong elevation. Play minus 10%. 50% slider from +1 yard mark, and then you're gonna be very close. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Pro Division with the qualifying round win here for the Wilderness Tournament in Golf Clash the game. Make sure you get our Ultimate Tournament guides for Pro, Expert and or Master. We now have double division packages, so you don't have to just get 1 or 3. You can actually 2. So if you play Pro and Expert or Expert Master, Pro Master, we do have it for you. And now finally, video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Thank you so much for watching and good luck in your Golf Clash game.